All right, you ready for this?
Yeah,
All right.
I am. Everything's so different.
Oh, it is.
It's been a minute since I've been on Zoom.
Yeah, so I got to turn this on to live. I have us private right now.
Right.
Okay. Hmm. I'm making some settings real quick.
Okay.
So let's do this now. Here we go. Go back over here. Edit video. And we are public.
Nice.
All right, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I got us recording too. Um, Kind of want to see the live part because they can actually comment on our show as we're
Hmm.
talking if anybody logs in.
Right.
So I want to welcome everybody back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs. We took a little break, but me and Austin's back. We're going to try a different technique, kind of go back to our roots, talking about who we think is the best. Today we're going to cover quarterbacks, projections for the NFL draft, who declared, and where we think some of them might land. I mean, officially only two have declared. I guess Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson. And Tommy Castellonio, I believe he's got to declare too for Florida State, but the rest haven't officially declared. But you pretty much know the list. I guess Chamberlain's from Ole Miss got his extra year of eligibility, so I don't think he's going to go into the NFL draft. I think he's going to stay. I don't know if he's going to be at Ole Miss. Be interested in what he does. But so, I mean, who do you think out of like the quarterbacks that possibly would go in the draft? Who do you think is going to be the number one quarterback to get drafted off the board first?
Yeah, I think that's the last thing I heard.
Oh, you froze up on me there.
Well, I definitely think it's going to be Fernando. I think he's going to go number one to the Raiders out of all of them.
Oh, okay. I think it kind of froze up on me. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fernando. Yeah, Fernando. I believe would go. Hmm, I lost you on the camera, Austin. There
There
you
you
are.
are.
Shit. But yeah, Fernando. I think he'll probably go number one. I guess I can't watch this live as we're talking. That messes with my head. I keep turning and looking at it. But
I got you.
yeah, but yeah, Fernando Menenzo, I think he's going to probably be our number one overall pick. I highly believe he'll probably end up going to the Raiders, but there's other shots that someone else goes and trades up and gets him. I mean, the
There,
Raiders is the most likely go to, but
there are chances that's happened, but by the looks of it, if they're gonna trade for that spot, they're gonna have to give up a haul in order to get up to that spot.
I
So
agree.
if they want to pay for it, they can.
And really, the only best teams that he fits, I think, overall would be the Las Vegas Raiders and Denver Broncos, which I don't think the Broncos are going to be going after him.
Not with Bo Nix.
And I do believe he'll be overall number one pick in the first round. Um, Probably in the top 10 picks, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go with number one out of all the people I've looked at and the so-called experts I've looked at. Everyone has got him number one. I would really be shocked. Something shocking has to happen, or for him to not go number one, in my opinion. So we shall
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. And another big question is Drew Aller, Carson Beck, and Ty Simpson. In what order would you pick them three quarterbacks?
I would go for the off the board for quarterbacks. Number two would be Ty Simpson for me, and I think this would be the perfect fit. I think he would be perfect to go to the Los Angeles Rams due to the fact so he doesn't have to be a starter automatically. We already know Matthew Stafford's coming in for at least another year next year. So he can learn behind Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay for a year, and then he can take the reins after Matthew Stafford decides to hang it up. I don't see Matthew Stafford doing too much longer, so I give him maybe another year. I'd be shocked if he goes past this next coming up year, but I think it'd be perfect in that spot.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Um, so Carson Beck, where would you think he land again?
Carson Beck, uh, see that one. That one
What
I had.
what round do you think he'll be projected? Do you think he's a day two or day one?
I think he's gonna be a day. He's he could possibly be day two due to the fact that there's gonna be some needy quarterbacks teams, but in all honesty, I think he's gonna be in the third round. I
I'm
think
kind of like I'm with you on the third round.
so. Whichever I think the third round is mixed in with the second round, which is day two. So I say he'll be in the set on the second day in the third round. I'm leaning towards more of that now. Team wise, if he's gonna go to a third round team, it's they're gonna be basically getting him as a backup to probably compete in a sort of sense. So honestly I'm saying the Jets.
Ooh,
Well, think about this. Whatever they decide to do, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but they're gonna need to be competition. And how could you go worse with what you had last year? I mean, you can do a lot worse.
that
So,
is true.
so you can go out there and get a veteran or something, and then get Carson Beck behind them. But it also the Jets just has to be a bigger organization, in my opinion. They have to structure the whole team around a lot better for this to actually work. But if they do that, I think that would be a good fit just to sit behind the veteran who they're probably going to get.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't have much disagreement. The one thing I am looking at is Tommy Castanelos. I think he'll probably end up probably going in about third round, but probably to like Arizona or Atlanta. I think that'll be a good pickup for him. He fits that type of Arizona. I mean,
Yeah,
the speed,
I can see
the
that.
mobility, the RPOs.
What by the way it sounds, they're gonna bring back. They're gonna trade away Kyler Murray. I just have this feeling that we are the way they handled it last year. They're probably gonna trade Kyler Murray away, and then they're gonna re-sign Jacoby Brissett, and then they can get him and let him sit behind Jacoby for a year, let him learn and develop, and then if he does really good under the development, then give him a shot next year and starting for the starting position.
Yeah. So right now, my top quarterbacks I got is my number one is Fernando, and then Ty Simpson's number two. I think coming out of college, them two are officially claimed going in. I think they're your best pro bet guys. And then the next one I got is Tommy Castagnoli's. And then Garrett Nussmeyer, I got number four. Carson Beck, I went ahead and ranked him a little bit higher than Drew Aller because Drew Aller has a lot of potential. There's also a lot of things I watched in Drew Aller that Carson Beck did better. So it was really like a toss up between them two, who would be five or six for me. And then the guy that I got coming in at seven is Cad Gobnick from Clemson. And then I got behind him Tylen Green from Arkansas. Number nine, Luke Atlamar from Illinois. And then my number 10 is Cole Payton for North Dakota State. And that's my 10 quarterbacks. And that's just where I'm at on it. And a lot, we still got the combine to go, pro days to go. A lot of stuff still
And
has to happen.
I mean, yours is not that far off from mine. It's just a couple of them just swapped here and there, so it's not that far from mine. Because I got so number one, I got Fernando. Number two, I got Ty Simpson. Now, number three, I do have Carson Beck. Number four, I do have Garrett Nussmeyer. I struggled with it a little bit, but the more I watched it, the more I was like, okay, he got a little better. He got better good at some other situations. I'm not putting all the blame on him. So I put him at number four behind Carson Beck. Now number five, I did have when I was doing this way before, I did have Chamberlain at number five, but since he's going back for the whole year of eligibility, I took him off, and I actually went with Kay Klubenak at number five. Number six, I got Drew Allier. Number seven, I got Tyler Green. Number eight, I actually have Sawyer Robertson from Baylor at number eight. Number nine, which I don't know if anybody's really looking into this guy, but I got Miller Moss. And then number 10, I actually have Jalen Daniels from Kansas. So, we got a couple that's different, but overall, they're kind of the same, just rotating some people here and there, just about how we normally do it.
Right.
But, it's going to be an interesting class.
Oh, definitely going to be an interesting class. One thing I'm still working on some of the settings on the show, trying to figure things out. So I'm kind of like looking at it. Not funny, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Las Vegas does. I mean, they to me, it's just been a hot mess there. I mean, I mean,
So, right. So, I got a question that involves the quarterback situation that might actually shake things up. Um, how, like, would it be crazy? Now, hear me out. Would it be crazy if, because I saw a lot of rumors on this stuff, I don't know if it will happen or not, but what if the Arizona Cardinals traded away Kyler Murray to the Jets?
mm,
They traded him away to the Jets, but then you get to the third round, if they didn't give away picks or whatever, you get to the third round, and then that's when the Carson Bet comes in, and then you can have him learn. And I get it, it's Kyler Murray, but at the same time, we can put all the blame on Kyler Murray all we want to, but that coaching staff needs to share the blame. Jonathan Gannon needs to share the blame on a lot of that. He misused Marvin Harrison, for crying out loud. You could have used Marvin Harrison a lot better than you did while you was the head coach. So I feel like Jonathan Gannon could have put his players in the better spots than the way they were, but that's just my opinion. But I think that would be crazy if they did that. But this is also we're in the year where we just taking shots and guessing and stuff.
Oh yeah,
We're having fun with it.
that's some truth to that. Um, I'm just excited. I mean, because I like on the fantasy side. I mean, the biggest thing for fantasy teams, especially in dynasty, is quarterbacks. I mean, last year, years before, when injuries happen, quarterbacks they just fly around, and you got to figure it out. So it's like you look at some of these guys coming out. Who's going to be the next franchise guy? Who's going to be that star? Because sometimes who you think's going to be the star doesn't end up being the star, and then who you think could be the star ends up being a star. So, and a lot of it starts coming out more. I think a lot of these ratings that we have will change during pro day and the combine. A lot of the people we might, I mean, Fernando could go out and lay an egg, which I doubt very much that's going to happen. But I mean, Ty Simpson, I think this year you're going to see these quarterbacks participate in the combine. Like last year, we seen a couple that decided not to do it. I think this year, because I don't really believe the quarterback class is as strong as what it was in previous years. I think this is probably kind of like a mediocre class coming out. I mean, yeah, we're going to have a few first rounders, but really, are how many of them are going to be stars? And it really ends up where they land, what position they're put in, and how that team's coached. And I don't know if Fernando Mendoza could go to the Vegas Raiders and make a immediate impact. I mean, he can, but then Ty Simpson maybe go to Miami or something like that. Can he make an impact? And you got to think about all the quarterbacks they drafted last year that's still out there that could be projectually starting quarterbacks. So it's like a lot of big question marks trying to figure out who's who. And it's kind of like in Dynasty, like we play, you got to sit there and really kind of look at who's coming out, where they're going, pay attention to pro days, pay attention to the combine. And then the biggest day is draft day. And we can project all we want. Sometimes we get projections wrong. I mean, last year, there was one of the biggest drops we've ever seen in projections. I mean, even the experts were way off. I mean, I'm still fathomed by that one. But, and then I really don't think he's the starting quarterback for the Browns. I mean, I like Saunders a lot, but I think there's other potentials they could go for this year and try to solid up that room and decide later on who they're going to have. I mean, it's really undecided there.
Right. So, like last year, we didn't realize Tyler Shaw was going to do this good. At first, he kind of when he finally got the starting job, he was a little rocky at first, but then he started finding his footing, and then he actually did really good at the very end of the year. So, I'm gonna throw you into the spotlight real quick. If you could name me one of the prospects in this quarterback class that you think could be a Tyler Shaw this coming year.
Not a big name guy.
Yeah, just
Uh,
whoever you got.
Probably, I think Zach Calzada could probably be it. So
Oh, okay.
I think he's kind of because I look at him and I'm undecided where I have him, but I think there's a lot of potential of the film that I've watched, and I would really be excited to see what he does at the combine and in his pro day. And I think that's going to be the tall tale of where he goes and how his career ends up. Um,
I like
that's
that.
probably my sleeper that I've not really talked much about and threw out there. And
I, I like that. I like that.
so what and why I think that his benefits is his shotgun, quick concepts. He's got a strong arm. He's an aggressive thrower. I think best fits. This is crazy. I think his best fits is also the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's a development quarterback. And I also think Houston Texans. Now, why am I saying a quarterback for Houston Texans? Is that I think C.J. Stroud needs someone behind him and
I
develop him.
I
I
knew
mean,
I knew eventually this was going to come up.
so I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't hate it if Houston went out and drafted this guy. I'm not saying he would replace C.J. Stroud, but I think that'd be his best fit. Is them two teams, Houston, Texas, and Vegas. He'd most likely get drafted in probably round 6 or 7 right now. But I think after combine and stuff, he could probably move up to maybe draft day 2, draft day 3. Who knows? He might be that Tyler. He could be that draft one. We just don't know it. I mean, it's kind of hard to decide. I mean,
Makes sense to me.
yeah,
I get it. I get it. I mean, it's understandable. Um, would it blow your mind if the one I got? I'm kind of really liking the Tylen Green guy out of Arkansas. I I I don't know what it is about him, but I get it. He plays with Arkansas and stuff, but so we're talking about the Todd Shaws here, so we're not talking about the big names, and you know, we're talking about like the people who we think that okay, we know who we see them. They're in this. They do have a name somewhere, but they're not like they're not like your Patrick Mahomes. They're not like your Jalen Daniels that came out. They're with a high class on there. I think Tylen Green could. He's a mobile guy. I mean, with the right toolage, I believe he could do great. And honestly, I think he would be a great fit in Miami. I think he'd be a great fit in Miami by the way he does it. I think I think he's a better Tua.
hmm.
I think my opinion, I think he would actually I'm not gonna say he's gonna be a huge upgrade, but I say he would be a better Tua because we've seen how Tua has been the past couple of years. It's not working. There's too many concussions, and I think a lot of that is messing with his thinking. Even though, because we can't really prove it is or isn't unless he goes under the doctors and stuff. But we've seen it. It ain't working anymore. That's the reason why Mike Daniels isn't there anymore. So it's only a matter of time before they move on to Tua. Uh, Contract wise, they can't really get rid of Tua, so they have to stick with him for one year. But I think if they were to get Tylen Green under his belt, I think Tylen Green can learn and actually have an opportunity to actually take over when Tua throws those 3 game interceptions.
You think they're going to continue one more year with Tua? You think they're going to give it that one more year?
So they're gonna have to keep him on the team because of the contract because that's a lot of dead money they'd be having to pay him. So it's better contractual wise and cap wise if they keep him on the team. Now they could go and get somebody else, which would be somebody like how the Jets went and got Justin Fields, get somebody to have a competition or get a rookie in the later rounds and have a competition. They can make it to the competition though to look, this is it. Because after the 2026 season, it's easier for them to get rid of Tua. The contract hit and the cap hit, if they were to release him after this year, it's going to be a lot less painful than it would if they did it this year. So I think they need to get some quarterback competition there. Say, tell it, look, hey, this year's it. You need to do something. If not, either the younger guy that they drafted or the person who they went off the free agency, they're going to wind up just getting a shot.
I agree with you.
That's the reason why Arizona can get rid of Kyler Murray, because since they gave him that big deal, the only way they can get rid of him without having to eat so much dead money is by trading him. Which I do believe they will trade him, because if you're gonna bench Kyler Murray, if you're gonna bench him and then be like, oh well, his foot's not well, so we're just gonna put him on IR and leave him off the field for the rest of the year. That just basically says you're done with him. You're done with him, and it would not be a very smart decision if you decide to cut him, because you're gonna eat a lot. So I mean, the same thing with Miami. If they want to get rid of Tua, they this year, the best bet is to try to trade him cheap. But I don't think that many people, even desperate quarterback teams, are going to do that.
Right. I agree with that. So moving on to Garrett Nussmeyer. Let's talk a little bit about her.
Okay.
So like he's gonna go NFL. You think he's headed to the NFL, right?
Oh yeah, he's gonna get to the NFL. I think
And
he's projected around in the third round as well, with Carson Beck.
round two, round three, yes.
Yeah.
So what teams do you think most likely will pick up on him?
Oh, that's a good one too. So so he's gonna be wind up a backup. So the way I'm thinking, he would actually be good. Now, I think he would actually be good with the Steelers. I
Ooh, I
think
like that.
I think getting in with the Steelers, and I'm thinking by the way of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks, you know how they are. He kind of fits in with that, and Mike McCarthy being the head coach, he can work around that because he's had Aaron Rodgers before, and he's had Dak before, so he's had good quarterbacks wherever he went. I think if he gets into the right situation, the offensive coordinator too, and the quarterbacks coach. I mean, right now Aaron Rodgers is doing his, mambo jumbo. I'll tell you when I feel like I'm telling you going to be quarterback. So, my opinion, best bet is for them to get Garrett Nussmeyer and tell Aaron, like, look, we want you to play, but we also need to think about the future. So this is what we're gonna do. So I think he'd be a great fit with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think he would be too. I was also thinking Seahawks as a backup behind Sam Arnold. And then also New Orleans Saints with Tyler. Kind of like development behind there as a backup. I was thinking maybe them too because they need a backup quarterback. I mean, you never know
Yeah,
when
I
injuries
mean,
happen.
makes sense. I mean,
Spencer Rattler, I mean, I don't think he's the best backup. I mean,
no, I don't think so either.
his
I, don't-
days are.
I know.
I don't think he's going to be as successful in the NFL as some other quarterbacks like Sam Arnold. We watched him go as a first rounder, get put on a bench, go as a backup, struggle through a couple teams, finally get somewhere and win the Super Bowl. So in the old days, people used to pick up a quarterback and develop a quarterback and get them to start. And I think they kind of see that now that that's still true. I mean, I think any of them teams would have kept Sam Arnold sooner or later. He would have been successful, maybe.
Yeah, I think another team that would be really good for Garrett would be the Detroit Lions, sitting behind Jared Goff.
Oh yeah,
He
there that
sits behind Jared Goff. I mean, Garrett kind of resembles Jared Goff in a sort of way.
yes, got a lot of
So
similarities.
I think if he sits behind Jared Goff, then he can eventually take over. I think, when it'll be a couple more years before Jared decides to go, but it also depends on what they're going to do with Jared's contract and if they can actually get somewhere in the playoffs without just getting in there and being one and done. Eventually, people are going to be tired of it, and then be like, hey, okay, well, we want something else.
Right. Yeah. So that's about where I'm at on the quarterbacks too. So I think we covered a lot for our first show back in a while. We're going to start trying to do more live shows. So I think what day do you want to plan this on? We go live every Friday at 9:45.
Yeah.
I had an emergency this Friday. That's why we pushed it to Saturday.
I mean, yeah, we can do that.
So hopefully people will start tuning in on the live show, catch us live, so you get to see us as ourselves. It's a little awkward doing it live because I'm not editing nothing. So any kind of screw ups, any sounds in the background, you're just gonna get it. Uh, but
That's what makes it genuine.
yeah, but I think this is gonna be more fun. I think we're gonna have a better discussion. Um, so I think the next conversation we have would be wide receivers, right? Cover
Yeah,
that next week.
yeah, if that's what you want to do, we can do wide receivers.
Wide receivers, running backs, or just wide receivers? You think we got enough wide receivers to cover, or we need to throw running backs in there?
I no, well, I think we would have enough wide receivers, but the thing is the running back class is not the best, so
Let's squeeze them in.
we can squeeze them in.
Yeah, and I really, and I'll tell you guys, until pro day comes and the combine, I'm not that excited about this quarterback class. I'm sorry. Uh, and maybe I'm wrong because sometimes a quarterback class that I don't think is good could end up being the best. I mean, that's just my opinion, but
Well, hey, the combine is not that far from us.
no, it's around the corner. And some of these guys we're talking about, like Fernando, he was already invited. Ty Simpson was invited. Garrett Nessmeyer has been invited. Um, Cole Payton's been invited. So,
So the combine is the starts the February 26th,
yep,
which
February
is
26th.
2 weeks. Starts in 2 weeks.
All
So
right. So you guys can catch us live. And if you missed the live broadcasting, we'll have a video uploaded so you can rewatch the live. So you don't miss out on anything. But definitely tune in. I think once we get it going, I think we'll start getting viewers, uh, do a little bit of advertising, get people to start tuning in, um, and go from there. How about that?
yep, it
Fun
works for
stuff.
me.
All right. See you next week. All right. So